Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. I'm Jonathan Friedman in the studio today, and my next guest is Manny Frangiadakis. Manny, reporter on Radio Entrepreneurs, here from 12 Points Wealth Management. Great to have you on the show.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to be back. Great to be back.
So, Manny, today you wanted to talk about millennials and investing.
Yep.
And give us a little bit of your insights, millennials and how they view the current marketplace. And
Yeah, it's a great topic. I mean, you're looking at the baby boomer generation is halfway out the door, and you have more millennials right now entering the workforce and, taking home that bread and butter, getting those higher positions and salaries. So you're going to start getting them more inclined to invest in the market and how they see the market. And, to be honest, they're a little bit more skeptical than the previous generations. I mean, they've been through so many things. I mean, you had the crash of '07 and, housing bubbles and, how they perceive the marketplace is completely different. I mean, you had Bernie Madoff situations and different ways that advisors took advantage of their clients, and I think they're more skeptical to get involved in the market.
so what are you seeing when you present or at least approach a millennial opportunity or a millennial client? How does that skepticism present itself? Are they
Well, they're definitely, I mean, no offense to the baby boomer generation, but they're definitely more educated. I mean, every generation, I feel like in this country and in all countries, education is a key point, and people are getting more educated. They're asking a lot more questions. They're more inclined to protecting themselves and taking risk. I think they've seen the harm that has presented other generations, and whether it was their parents or their grandparents, market downturns, they've seen the reaction to bad market conditions, and I think they're very more worrisome.
So is there a different strategy that's involved in terms of approaching them? I mean, it sounds like cautious.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's
developing a relationship with them.
I think they're just more inclined to asking questions. I think they're trying to figure out their own strategy, what's best for this generation. I mean, when you look at periods past, I mean, you had the generation where, it was kind of like buy your investment and sit, and by the time of retirement, whether it was up or down, things would improve.
Right. And a big part of that generation was also tied up in company pensions, and that was your retirement fund, et cetera. And
Exactly.
we know where those have gone.
Exactly. And then you went through the period where people were, very inclined to modern portfolio theory, which said, if you had 60% stocks and 40% bonds, you were fine. You were outweighed your risk, and you were going to be okay. And now you're going into the generation now, and the generation we are now is, more of a diverse portfolio and investing more into alternatives and different asset classes, and even holding more cash than people ever did before, just to perceive better comfort levels, being able to go to sleep at night not worrying about where your risk levels are.
Is there a little bit of a mindset that, I wonder about that cash position that says, well, the market's so unpredictable in terms of return, 0.9% is better than nothing, or 0.5% or whatever it is, at least my value of my asset is not going down.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you're investing in. It's actually that's actually funny. I was at a wine tasting last night at Legal Seafoods.
Sorry, we missed it.
With a couple of clients, and the gentleman there was from Cake Bread Wines out of Napa, and he tried to
A fine vineyard, I must say.
yeah, and he tried to relate the winemaking and the aging process to finance and getting returns, and what he said was, he asked if anybody was in the financial industry in the room, and a couple of my clients raised their hands. They're like, yes, this gentleman actually is our advisor. And he was like, what if I
just where you want your clients to put you on the hot seat,
exactly,
right?
just right on the spot, right in front of a whole room of well-educated individuals. And he said, if, like, let's say I had a wine that got you 5% or a wine that got you 1%, would you keep the 5%, or would you stay with the 1%? And I was like, to be honest, yeah, 5% right now is a great return. I would feel very comfortable with that. 1%, why not keep it in cash? What's a 1% return going to do for you compared to the downside risk of it?
Right. Manny, if our listeners want to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Yeah, they can look us up on our webpage, which is 12pointswealthmanagement.com. They can find us on Twitter at 12pointsWM.
And that's 12 points spelled out?
Yep.
The word 12?
Absolutely.
Okay. Make sure of
and they're more than welcome to connect with us on Facebook at 12 Points Wealth Management, and connect with us on LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn as well, and then they're more than welcome to connect with me individually if they have any questions or want to get in contact. And it's just Manny Frangiadakis on LinkedIn.